Okay, so I'm gonna do this video. I came across something and I guess I need to talk about it. First Logic brought it up. She was talking about Jessica X and another content creator. And I wanted to talk about, first off, Chris Logic. She was specifically talking about how Jessica X became, I guess, known to her, when the whole Chrissy situation. I personally knew about Jessica X since May of that year, 2020, because, like I said, I talked to her about colorism and all that stuff, and I knew she had a channel and everything. I was aware of her and China White, because China White was on the live before the one with Jessica X and so forth. But the thing I wanted to talk about was this. I don't get with people like Chris Logic and the like. Why and how do you stand up for people who actually don't even recognize you and don't want to see you as them? Like, how do you go about doing these things? It's so weird and odd to me. You're sticking up for Chrissy and saying her talking points are right. Well, if her talking points are right, then you, Chris Logic, shouldn't even have a channel for a platform for black women, because she doesn't even see you as black. Literally, the lady only promotes people as dark as Lupita. Sometimes, every now and then, people like my mother can fit in there. My mother's like Gabrielle Union's color. You have no chance of ever being accepted by Chrissy's crowd. So how the hell are you even trying to say that her talking points are somehow okay, or somehow, they actually have any truth to them? If they have any truth, then stop talking. Stop talking for black women, because apparently you're agreeing with her that you're not a black woman, which is fucking crazy, because obviously you're a black woman. So, to me, that's the weird part of that aspect. And I couldn't ignore it, because considering, my platform is mainly on colorism, when a person says that and contradicts themselves basically by supporting someone's talking points and platform that is literally against them, and they know this, they're aware of this, yet they somehow pretend it's all right because they feel like they fit in a certain sector. That's just weird to me. Either you agree that you're not black and you need to shut up, or you are black and you're lying that she has any actual talking points that are actually correct. So that was one part of it I wanted to talk about. Now, on talking about this guy, ramil or something like that, I did not see anything wrong with what he said, in my opinion, because it just seemed like, to me, he was talking about an issue that black men, honestly, many of them have, in my opinion, is being easy, and easily being taken advantage of. You see, I don't think you would see this so much in other sectors as much as black manosphere. You do see it in the white manosphere in some regards, but you don't see it on the scale of that, basically. Usually, you would say, I guess you could say sense or whatever, do that. But the point is, to me, I just see this situation he's pointing out a flaw among black men. And if you're the black manosphere, shouldn't you talk about what you see going wrong with some black men? Because this isn't just an internet problem. It actually turns out into regular life, where it's a problem. And some people are not very nice, honestly. Some people are of the mentality where they want to actually take advantage of others if they feel that those people will let them, basically. You know. And I think that's what the whole thing with the Jessica X situation was. Some people, some black men are just, it's similar to something I talked about in a video a long time ago, like a couple, it's almost a year now, actually. But a lot of the time you can notice with black men and black women, they often need a lot of validation, basically. And you can see this with black men specifically, that they need validation often, especially from women who are not in their image, basically. That's just what it is. And so women with those phenotypes, that have these phenotypes, will take advantage of that if they're down on their luck, if they just feel like it, if they think it's cool or whatever. And other people might see it, might have access to it, and just not do anything about it because they're just like, wow, kind of like situation. Like, well, yeah, some people are of that mindset and have those issues, Everyone has their demons, and their weaknesses, and, I don't really see anything wrong with what he said there to me, in my perspective. It's kind of just like, well, yeah, you're right, because it's the black manosphere. It's just the same thing as what I said about the honest truth with the divestive sector. Obviously he's not divested because he's a black man. Same thing with Jessica X. Obviously, she's not a black man. She's not a part of, what they experience, obviously, because she's not a black man. She's a mixed woman. She looks like a black woman to me. And to me, I just think that, honestly, I think a lot of black men in the black manosphere should have woken up to this and actually opened their eyes to this, because they should not try to get themselves basically taken advantage of and, basically, I just think, like, if they could just be a little bit smarter, on the whole situation and not just be so easy for validation that they just, basically don't even pay attention to what the person's agenda is against them or why they might be doing this, but rather just like so thirsty and desperate for that validation, and to have someone actually agree with them and understand where they're coming from, So to me, it's just like, it's just a symptom of feeling misunderstood and wanting someone to understand them for once, So I understand what Ramil was saying, and I don't really think anything he said was wrong, honestly. And also on the whole part where some people were, so one part that Chris Logic brought up that was kind of like she was upset that he said riding the carousel or whatever because she was single. One, I can tell you, she was like 23 or 24. No, she was 23 actually. Sorry about that. And she was not a virgin back then. So I mean, like, she had some time basically. So he's not wrong for saying that she was riding a carousel and she's single or whatever. To me, that's not, because I mean, like, if you're thinking, well, you've been single all this time, and, you have been having sex all this time outside of marriage, well, then you could claim that someone is riding a carousel. So, I mean, like, he actually couldn't know that just from her background. Now, I would say that, honestly, I just think, like, it doesn't really matter what she does with her body or whatever. That, to me, is like, that's her personal business. But, you know, that's what they do in the black manosphere often. They like to shame women for, you know, sleeping around. So, I mean, like, that's what it is. I don't really see that as a big deal. If that's what someone doesn't like, that's what someone else doesn't like. They don't have to be with that person. You know what I mean? And, I mean, the person who's sleeping around, they can at least, you know, be like they're happy with what they chose to do. I mean, you don't have to have sex if you don't want to. I mean, you shouldn't be upset just because someone else said that you're sleeping around. I mean, if it is what it is what it is, you know? But, yeah, to me, I mean, like, I don't see anything wrong with anything he said. He's simply being true to his platform. So that's all I have to say in this video. I'll do another video. This video was long overdue, the other video I'm gonna do. So stay tuned, and have a great day. Bye.